So, this is the story of our hero Feng Han. Without spoiling much of the story, let's start from the beginning. The story begins in a large city where the Feng family rules. Though everyone living here is considered part of the Feng family, people still value position and power. The stronger one is, their respect will be accordingly. Now, like every city, there was a dojo here as well, where many disciples were training together. Incidentally, they had just taken admission in that dojo. For this reason, no one had much knowledge. After this, we see our hero Feng Han, who was not standing with the disciples. Actually, in that city, he was kept to take care of the horses. In simple terms, he was just their servant. Now a master comes and tells all the disciples that our power is divided into a total of 18 levels. The first 3 levels related to health and strength and moves. After this, he asks a disciple to attack him, but the disciple cannot even touch him. Now the master tells them all that a normal person finds it very difficult to reach even the 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th levels. However, if someone reaches the 5th level, their strength increases greatly. He explains that they just used 5th level power. They say that if they used 8th level power, that disciple wouldn't even be alive. After this, they tell them that the 8th and 9th levels are psychic levels and the 10th level is called deities. But I can't tell you much about it because I myself have not yet crossed the 9th level. But if someone reaches the 10th level, they will become so strong that even if 5 high-level gods attack together, they won't be able to harm them. Hearing the master's words, the disciples standing there are very shocked. Along with them, our hero is also very shocked. Now seeing them all shocked, the master tells them that you all are shocked at this point. Listen further. After the 10th level, the cultivator directly reaches the avatar realm, and in that realm, the cultivator has to take the blood circulation from the heart to the mind, and by controlling various elements, he becomes immortal. By the way, if someone accomplishes that much, they can reach the position of the Fang family's master. Now, as he was about to tell them this, the princess of that city arrives, who was also known as Mrs. Fang King. Now she too was supporting the master's words and motivating all the disciples to work hard. But then a hefty man who came with her says to her that, "Princess, you have to go hunting too, so let's go, or you will be late for dinner." Hearing this, our hero thinks that nobody told me that the princess is going hunting. I haven't fed Snowy yet, and saying this, he runs off from there. Actually, Snowy was the name of the princess's horse and Feng Hong was responsible for taking care of the horse. But now no one had informed him that he had to keep the horse ready. Because of this, the princess punishes him with whipping. But when he was being whipped, he remembered his father's words. In fact, his father had also once served as a slave to the Feng family. He used to tell Feng Han, "Son, always remember that even if you're in need, beg, but never be a slave to anyone." Thinking about this makes him very angry. But still, he couldn't do anything, and then the princess gives him some silver stone pieces for entertaining so much, and then she leaves. Now, sometime later at night, we see a man. He was Bai Hechan. Now, he was running away from the forest because the master who teaches all the disciples in the dojo was chasing him, along with some soldiers. Now, all of them had surrounded the man. After this, the master says to the man that the power you have, hand over the elixir and the dragon painting to us, and in return, we will spare your life. But now that man, the master clearly refuses, which leads to a fight starting. Now that man was already at the 10th level, so the master was not able to defeat him. But then the scene changes, and now we see our hero. This means that we see Feng Han, who was practicing fighting by the side of a lake. These were the same moves he had secretly observed from afar. But now, with every move, the pain from the whips reminded him of his father's words, and he decides that he won't spend his life in one place. I will also travel the world. After this, the scene returns to nearby hand. He was still running there, but then he had to start the fight again, in which his victory was certain. But then Princess Feng Jingsui arrives. Now let me tell you that Jing Jingsui has already reached the avatar state, which has activated her supernatural powers. So now Bai Hai Chen couldn't even think about fighting her, let alone actually doing it. Therefore, he takes the opportunity to run away from there. But Jingsui was in the air. She easily catches him. Bai Hai Jan couldn't run any further. So when Jingsui attacks him, he doesn't escape. If suddenly a paper comes out of his dress and he covers it and takes it into the water, Jingsui could not follow him, so she lets him go, but he goes straight to the place where Feng Hang was practicing. As soon as his attention goes to Bai Hai Jen, he immediately chokes his nurse, but Hai Jen was already dead because Jing Hui's attack had injured him severely. But now Feng Hang couldn't do anything about it, so he stretches and brings it a bit forward, but then the elixir falls out near Hai Jan. Seeing this, our hero initially thinks he should keep it, but then he feels that stealing from a dead man is as disgraceful as drowning, so he puts it back into Hai Chan's clothes. Because of this, he immediately comes back to life again, but by mistake, he misunderstands Feng Hong. He thinks that Feng Hong was stealing that elixir from him, but then he sees the whip marks on Feng Hong's body and realizes that this is the work of the Feng family. But now Hai Jin didn't have much time, so he places his elixir into Feng Hong's heart. Along with it, he gives him the dragon painting and says that you must avenge my death on Feng Jingsui. It will be. Now there, Hai Jin dies, and his last words to Feng Hang were that you need to work very hard. Now, the next day, as usual, he was feeding the horses grass when that fat man comes there and tells everyone that the princess is going to another mountain in a few days. So she is looking for many strong people to take with her. Just jokingly, he also asks Feng Hang if he wants to come with them. But then everyone there makes a lot of fun of Hang. This makes him very angry inside, and he leaves from there. He also needed to become strong, so he seriously started practicing. So now the first level, which was already clear meaning his body was right for advancing. Then for the second level, meaning to become strong, he holds a stone and stands in one place. After this, for the third level, which is for moves, he tries the moves he secretly observed at the school. Along with that, he also learns new moves in the same secretive way. Now it's the turn for the fifth level, which was balance. He tries to balance with speed, but because of this, he ends up being mocked. However, he was not planning to stop. Gradually, he also achieves the fourth level. After this, in the fifth level, he will have to make his strength very strong. And with time, he achieves it as well. Now he was very happy because he had achieved 5 levels in 1 month. The next day, once again his luck favors him because when at midnight he is with his horse, was sharing his training story when the people working there arrive, who are in the mood to bother Feng Hong, were there. Now he starts telling him that you steal horses at night, don't you? But Feng Huang tries to explain a lot that no, it is not like that. Now that fat man also came there, and he also agrees that Feng Huang definitely came to steal. But then Feng Huang shows them a demonstration of his strength But to prevent the fight from escalating further, Jingsui comes down and stops them. Actually, Singsui had seen everything from the air, so now she asks Feng Huang the secret of his power, to which Feng Huang, not telling them the truth, says that many years ago, he accidentally ate a snake, due to which his cultivation, power, and energy increased. Now Jingsui also believes him, because she knew that there are some snakes in the jungle that are used to increase power, but they are very rare. But now Feng Shui tells Feng Hang to go to the mountains. And seeing this, everyone there is shocked. Now the day had come when they all together set out towards the mountain. The journey was very long, so it takes them a lot of time to reach there. So decide इसलिए बताए ter कार्य तेरी साल. When they reach the place, some disciples there start to trouble all the servants. Also, they were all sitting on the crane. Because of this, the horse with Feng Hong, the one that belongs to the princess, gets a little nervous and starts running around. So now we will tell you the rest of the story in the next video. Until then, make sure to subscribe to this channel and let us know in the comments how you like this explanation.